America, and in other parts of the world as well. Here we can see a discourse being given on stress to de-stress in the Oklahoma Medical Baptist Center in the United States. Further, in the history of the Kailasa and the Nithyananda Sangha, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in the 2015 Nasik Kumbh Mela and the 2016 Ujjain Kumbh Mela. In both Kumbh Melas, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism into the science and gave thousands the mass living enlightenment initiation. Here we can see the various coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being coronated as the monarch and head of various kingdoms. The first coronation which happened to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was the coronation of the Kanchi Kailasa Saramya Peetham as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam. Next, we have the coronation of the Suryavamshi Surangi Samrajya, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Surangi Samrajya. We then have the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated as the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapura Madina. In the year 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasonatha Shamapita Sarvanyapita. In the same year, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Mahanirvani Akhada, which is the largest apex monastic order in Hinduism. In the following years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Atal Akhada, which is the head of all the spiritual leaders, and the Atal Akhada is the ancient apex body of Hinduism. In the year 2015, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders and pontiffs. The sovereign state of Sri Kailasa is a macrocosmic, ancient, Hindu enlightened civilizational nation whose vision is living enlightenment for all of humanity. Kailasa's mission is to revive and share with today's world the practical applications of the greater sciences of authentic Hinduism, including the Hindu cosmic physics, Hindu alchemy, Hindu cosmology, Hindu biology, Hindu mathematics, power manifestation, and other sciences as revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. These sciences were once practiced freely in over 56 different nations across the continent, but are now facing extinction due to persecution happening over a millennium. We are now looking at the 108 Sri Kailasa's Uniting Nations initiatives, where the legal body of Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations has initiated 108 different humanitarian efforts, different humanitarian services, which collectively allows for the creation of an enlightened, peaceful, sustainable, equitable, resilient, and thriving world. One of these projects of Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations is the No Hungry Home project offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for nutritious food and a hunger-free world. Over 1 billion meals have been served over the past 27 years. Every month for the past 27 years, the Hindu ASMT community has served more than 1 billion meals in total. By performing the Annadan service, The Annadan service is the offering of free organic meals as per the tradition. As per the tradition, in religious gatherings to everyone without discrimination. 10,000 meals are served daily free of cost, and up to 100,000 meals are served on festival days. Next, we are looking at Kailasa's protective and preventive COVID care centers offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for affordable and holistic health care. During the pandemic, which was a global event which affected all of us in various levels, in various different ways, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was the only one to convert his monastery campuses into a multi-layer quarantine facility free for all people, regardless of any differences in age, in gender, in caste, creed, ethnicity, color, social economic status, and without any discrimination, the service was provided free to all by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. All the basic facilities, including food, shelter, internet, as well as medical services, were provided by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for an indefinite amount of time. More than 30 million citizens followed Kailasa's 28-day spiritual regimen in the year 2020. Next, we're looking at the Nithyananda Hindi University and the Nithyananda Gurukul offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for education reform and development. The Nithyananda Hindi University was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and is the world's largest Hindu university. The Nithyananda Gurukul was inaugurated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the 2nd of October in the year 2006. The Nithyananda Gurukul is the revival of the ancient Adi Shaivite Guru-disciple education system, which is the authentic knowledge transmission system, based on enlightenment. Nithyananda Hindi University has more than 20 million enrollments and has 7,000 free courses, as well as extended campuses in more than 150 countries. Next, we're looking at the Nithyananda Jnanalaya project and Hinduismpedia offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for the protection of Hindu scriptures. The Nithyananda Hindu Jnanalaya project was established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to collect and to preserve the 1 million Hindu scriptures while ensuring that knowledge is made accessible and shared free of cost to all. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself has authored more than 10,000 books in 3 different languages and has been translated in over 50 other different languages, has published more than 10,000 articles, and has delivered more than 10,000 hours of free discourses with a combined view of more than 1 billion. Kailasa's Hinduismpedia is a project established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has collected more than 15 terabyte digital books, rare manuscripts, from all the 19 Saravanya Pitas, which are the ancient mutts and ashrams. Over 1 million pages on Hinduism, a collection of 22,000 digital books, 1,000 e-textbooks, and 100,000 articles on various topics in Hinduism has been collected in the Hinduismpedia project. The next project which we are looking at is the Confluences for World Peace offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for global peace and religious harmony. In the year 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together harmony from all walks of life, to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. As you can see here, photos of thousands and thousands of people coming together and doing the peace walk. The next project which we are looking at right now is Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Feminine Empowerment and Gender Equality. Kailasa's Yogini Sarvanya Pita established the yoga and meditation universities to empower their quality of life and emphasis on life solutions through Vedas and through the Agamas, empowering the indigenous rural women, fighting against wrongful gender stereotyping, gender-based violence, and lack of inclusive and quality learning environments. Some of these initiatives include the Kailasa's Nithyananda Lakshmi, which is a microfinancing service, and women empowerment self-help centers, which have been launched in 108 places around the world since its initiation in 2009. Kailasa's Ankita program, which is providing foundational literacy about working on basic community services and infrastructure environments, establishments. Kailasa's Ashraya program, providing vocational training programs to rural and indigenous women to provide equal opportunities and access to independent, self-sufficient financial environments. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the Vedic feminism in Kailasa, where 80% of leadership positions are occupied by women. Next here, we're looking at the Nithyananda Yoga offered by Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for yoga. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived 108 scientifically validated kriyas, specifically targeting the 108 major diseases and disorders such as diabetes, arthritis, blood pressure, and rheumatism. Nithyananda Yoga also is the revival of the ancient traditional forms of yoga. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived the ancient pole yoga, which is the Shiva Stamba Yoga, and ancient rope yoga, which is the Kundalini Raja Yoga, in which yogic asanas, postures, and weight balancing techniques are performed to create the yogic physiology, aligning it to the cosmic geometry that manifests superconscious powers. Not only that, but the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been awarded 2 Guinness World Records for the largest rope yoga and largest pole yoga classes, bringing worldwide attention to these extraordinary forms of yoga. These Guinness World Records were established on the 30th of September and 3rd of October, respectively. Here, we can see one of the most historic moments in the history of Sri Kailasa, where Kailasa, the first nation of Hindus, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, spoke on behalf of the 2 billion global Hindu diaspora at the 14th session of the United Nations Forum on Minority Issues. A significant milestone in the history of Hindus and the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa happened on the December 2nd, 2021. His Excellency Sri Nitya Moksha Priyananda, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Kailasa, represented the persecution of Hindus at the 14th session of the United Nations Forum on Minority Issues. The theme of the forum was conflict prevention and protection of human rights of minorities. This was the first time the plight of persecuted Hindu minorities was represented in the United Nations. The systematic generational attacks on Hindu indigenous traditions were highlighted in this. Here, we're witnessing and seeing the torture and murder attempts by the state and non-state actors. Over 70 assassination attempts and physical attacks on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have happened in India and abroad. More than 40 attacks on community members, destruction of monasteries and temples. Over 60 incidences of attacks and molestations of rape of women and women monks, intense lawfare through the 100 false legal cases being falsely accused on the Supreme Court of Hinduism, intersectional persecution using the entire government mechanism, politically owned media, police, and judiciary controlled by politicians, inciting mob violence through social media. These are just few of the many, many ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is being illegally persecuted and attacked for reviving Hinduism and for giving humanity the superconscious break. Despite all this illegal lawfare happening on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, against all odds, has built Sri Kailasa, has built the only Hindu nation for Hindus, and to revive, protect Hinduism, and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity. One of the important and most powerful ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving the superconscious breakthrough to humanity is through the power manifestation science. In this next segment, we're going to be looking over the power manifestation science, exactly what is power manifestation and how the science works, as well as a live demonstration of the power manifestation we are going to be seeing in the next segment. So please stay tuned. We'll be back after a short break.
You will become Paramashivam.
A more intelligently connected world leads to a brighter future. An enlightened humanity leads to a better world. During the Paramashivam program, we help people to discover their superhuman possibilities and help them to find and achieve the true purpose of their birth by giving them the techniques, practices, and methodologies from the Vedagamas, the original source scriptures of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the ancient original Vedas and Agamas in all its glory, in a user-friendly way for the modern mind. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is transforming human beings into divine beings, reviving, initiating, and replicating the 463 powers from the Agamas revealed by Paramashivam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not just giving solutions for every problem man faces, but is making them irrelevant to their lives by transforming human beings into divine beings.
Listen. Any argument presented by your mind, body, your present reality to establish you are not Paramashiva. You are not omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Anything presented to prove you are not Paramashiva is illegitimate. Decide this. This is super determinism. Understand? Anything you declare as
Nithyanandam, welcome everyone, all the viewers watching us live on our social media platforms, on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, on Nithyananda TV for this beautiful and powerful session on power manifestation, manifesting the Shaktis of Paramashiva. In this session, we're going to see few various topics like what are the Shaktis, what is the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis, and how can these Shaktis help us in our life, and ultimately we're going to be seeing the beautiful demonstration of the live power manifestation of these Shaktis. So now we'll first see what are the Shaktis. So, in the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human is hardwired to be able to manifest the Shaktis, extraordinary Shaktis of Paramashiva. The manifesting powers are described in a systematic method and science for human beings to explore the various opportunities and powers, various possibilities that have been given in the Vedas and Agamas. Shaktis manifest from the fundamental space that I am divine, I am Paramashiva, and not that I am a human being going to manifest Paramashiva. Now we'll be seeing the difference between the Shaktis and Siddhis. So we have on one hand the Shaktis which express from the space of Paramashiva. They express from the space of enlightenment. Whereas the Siddhis manifest from the space of when we do tapas, when we do the hard work on our own, and the manifestations that happen are the Siddhis. These Shaktis manifest when we are in ultimate Guru, ultimate Bhakti and integrity with our Guru. And the Shaktis is the manifest from the source of enlightenment. So when we get to the space of enlightenment, these Shaktis manifest. Whereas the Siddhis manifest only on the path of enlightenment and they are not the ultimate goal. The Shaktis are manifested from Paramashiva, and after the initiation of the Guru, any human being can manifest these Shaktis, but Siddhis are not for everyone because it takes that hard effort of that physical penance that you have to do to manifest them. And the Shaktis are permanent, whereas the Siddhis are not permanent and distract us from the path of enlightenment. Now we're going to be seeing the Pramanas. So Pramanas are the evidences for the power manifestation. So there are 4 different evidences that prove and time test and foolproof these Shaktis of Paramashiva. The 4 Pramanas or the 4 evidences are the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural references which are directly from the Vedas and Agamas, as these 2 scriptures are directly revealed by Paramashiva to humanity. These are the ultimate source scriptures. And then we have the Apta Pramanas, who are the ancient rishis, the experience of the ancient rishis and enlightened masters who were the scientists of Sanatana Dharma. Their experiences, their experiments, and their sharings to the world come to us as the Apta Pramana. The Atma Pramana is the time-tested and foolproof and verified manifestations and experience from the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who after manifesting the Shaktis verifies it with the Shastra Pramana and the Apta Pramana and then shares it to us as his personal experiences, the Atma Pramana. Then we have the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the scientific evidences and the empirical evidences for these powers. what science has been able to derive from these manifestations. So first we'll be seeing the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye. So before that we'll be seeing one more important point, which is who is the source of these Shaktis. As we saw earlier, Paramashiva is the source of these powers. He is the source of these Shaktis. Paramashiva is the supreme divinity, and he is omnipresent, self-effulgent, and omnipresent all around us, because from him this whole creation is created, whether it is me who is talking or it is the whole universe that is being created and being rejuvenated through the 5 actions of Paramashiva. This whole cosmos is manifested from Paramashiva. Now, the ultimate truth about Shaktis is when a powerful cognition, the jnana, is mapped into us, is understood, is cognized by us, our consciousness, when it is mapped, it becomes prajnana, which is the powers that manifest through us. So when a powerful cognition is cognized into our consciousness, and when it comes out, when it is expressed, it is manifested as Shaktis. Now we'll be seeing the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference, what Paramashiva has told in the Vedas and Agamas about these Shaktis. So the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And the third eye is not just reading, it is not just about reading, but it is the intra-organ which has been given to all human beings by Paramashiva. So the Shastra Pramana is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shaner drishtrim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. The translation of this verse is: by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement and having the eyes closed in succession to the third eye, by that stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam, by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. So as we can see here, the beautiful explanation of the methodology of how to use the third eye to have the extraordinary powers manifest has been revealed by Paramashiva in this verse. Next, we'll be seeing the Apta Pramana, which is the experience and the happenings that have happened in our history, in the lives of various enlightened masters and incarnations. In this Apta Pramana, we'll be seeing the beautiful Pramana from the Bhagavad Gita, this historical event of the Bhagavad Gita in the Mahabharata. Bhagavan Shri Krishna is asked by Arjuna that Arjuna wants to see the cosmic form, the Vishwarupa Darshana of Krishna. But Krishna tells in the 8th verse of the 11th chapter, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you the divine vision of the third eye. Behold my cosmic form. So we can see in this verse how directly Bhagavan Shri Krishna is initiating Arjuna into the science and the power of third eye. And also in the same story, we can see how Sanjaya, the charioteer of a blind king who is Dhritarashtra, the father of the of the Kauravas, and the uncle of the Pandavas, who was blind, was told the whole was
and
he
outside
was narrated the whole story of the Mahabharata war which was happening by
experience, I was
Sanjaya,
able
who
to
was
see
also initiated.
everything
Next, we can see
around
the
me, above
Atma
me,
Pramana, the
the whole
personal
360
experience
degree
of the Supreme
with
Pontiff of
interaction
Hinduism, how he
below
experienced
me,
this
everything.
Pramana. In his own words, the
I
Supreme Pontiff of
realized not
Hinduism
only I was
says,
able to
the
see, I
first
was able to
experience that I was able
feel
to see
its
everything
presence.
around me, above me, the whole
Literally,
360 degrees, 10 directions, and below me.
the skin of
Also, I realized
or
not only I was able
not
to
only I was
see, I
sitting
was able to
the skin
feel
of this
and
body,
experience all that
both
around me.
carry me
So, this is the
equally,
beautiful experience from the life of the
both
Supreme
I
Pontiff of
exist
Hinduism.
equally.
Now we are going to be seeing the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the scientific evidence of this power. So we can see how here in this picture, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism itself is going under the PET scan, which is the positron emission tomography, which is a method that the scientists used on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to measure the activity in the brain. And when they did that, they were able to see high activity measured in the frontal lobe where the third eye is located. Correctly, in this area, in the images that they had got from the machines, they were able to see high amount of activity being radiated from the third eye region. So this is a beautiful Pratyaksha Pramana, how the test was conducted on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism itself, and they were able to see the experience that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had. Now we're going to be seeing the power of consciousness, the powers from the which manifest from the space of the third eye. So first we'll be seeing the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana is also from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. क्वचिद् वस्तुनि विन्यस्य शनैर्दृष्टिं निवर्तयेत् तज्ज्ञानं चित्तसहितं देवि शून्यालयो भवेत्. Beautifully, Paramashiva says, having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, Vastu, one should slowly withdraw the sight from that object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge of that object along with the thoughts and impressions. Then, O Devi, one abides in Shunya, the state where there is, which is the space of all inclusiveness and infinite oneness. So we can see how in this verse also Bhagavan Paramashiva is beautifully giving us a step-by-step process of how to manifest the powers. Now we will be having a live demonstration of this power and I will be manifesting this power. So what I'll be doing is I have my Atmalinga. So I have my Atmalinga with me and I'm going to be placing my hand on a flat surface and then I'm going to be placing my Atmalinga and with the power of Paramashiva, I'll be making the Atmalinga. We'll be having the beautiful darshan of the Atmalinga standing. So now I'll be showing you in close up my hand so that we can make sure that the authenticity of this power is maintained. So I'll be showing you the Atmalinga in a close up and I will also be showing my hand in a close up to show that there is no strings tied and there is no any other external things that are affecting the Atmalinga.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda.
So here we can see my hand and the Atmalinga. So you can see the Atmalinga is here, and as it is a crystalline material, no magnets or those kind of things cannot be used. And also we can see, as I'm showing in a close-up, that there are no strings tied, there is no glue on my hand, and there is nothing in my hand which can be used to make the Atmalinga stand. So we can all see that it is going to be the direct power of Paramashiva. So now I'm going to be placing my Atmalinga, and I also have this tissue paper here so that I can show you that I'm just rolling it like this, and then I'm showing you so you can see that there is no ropes that is going to be able to make the Atmalinga move, and we can see that there is no ropes anywhere. So we can see even when I move, there is no movement in the Atmalinga. So now I'll be chanting the Mahavakya intensely. I'm connecting to Paramashiva, and from that space of oneness and Advaita, I'll be making the Atmalinga to stand. So all of you viewers watching us live now can also take this beautiful opportunity to manifest these Shaktis of Paramashiva, and any desire or reality that you want to manifest, you can take this time to do these, to post your requests in the chat, and when you post it, you will be able to see the direct manifestation happening, because when we manifest the powers of Paramashiva, we are also entangling with Paramashiva. So now I'll be chanting the Mahavakya, and we'll all be having seeing the beautiful manifestation, and you can also take this time to manifest any power that you want, because when we entangle, we are creating a beautiful ecosystem, a Vata Varna, to manifest the power. So now I'm going to be chanting the Mahavakya, and all of you can also join me. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Yes, now as we have seen the beautiful manifestation, we can all thank Paramashiva for this beautiful manifestation to take place and for us to view this manifestation, because in most of our lifetimes even we don't get the opportunity to see even these kind of manifestations happening. And the viewers watching us now, you are the most chosen people by Paramashiva to view these kind of extraordinary powers manifest by the initiation of a living incarnation. So now let's take these few minutes for us to also manifest this power, but we are going to manifest in a real life way. So you are going to scan the QR code and create the intention for manifesting the reality of Paramashivoham, because that is the best place where you can really manifest these powers, create the ultimate realities of your life, fulfill all your desires, and have the beautiful, intimate sessions with the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, where he is going to guide you to success in all the aspects of your life. And when you are going to create the intention for these manifestations, that is the only time you are going to really create the happenings into reality, the desires into reality. So I request all the viewers watching us now to take this beautiful time to scan the QR code and go to paramashivoham.org and create your reality by starting with the intention. You may think, oh, I don't have money and I have no way it's going to happen, but all of us know that when the Supreme Founder of Hinduism can make a crystal linga to stand up, it is the same as bringing money to you. So let's now take this beautiful time to register ourselves and manifest that reality. So now we'll be going to the next session, and in the next sessions we'll be having a direct session from the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, where he will be guiding us in various satsangs. He will be guiding us on the aspects of karma. So that is going to be what we're going to mainly learn from today's session. So we'll be right back with you after a short break. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
A more intelligently connected world leads to a brighter future. An enlightened humanity leads to a better world. During the Paramashivam program, people to discover their superhuman possibilities and help them to find and achieve the true purpose of their birth by giving them the techniques, practices, and myths from the Vedagamas, the original source scriptures of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the ancient original Vedas and Agamas in all its glory, in a user-friendly way for the modern mind. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is transforming human beings into divine beings, reviving, initiating, and replicating the 463 powers from the Agamas revealed by Paramashiva. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not just giving solutions for every problem man faces, but is making them irrelevant to their lives by transforming human beings into divine beings.
Listen. Any argument presented by your mind, body, your present reality to establish you are not Paramashiva. You are not omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Anything presented to prove you are not Paramashiva is illegitimate. Decide this. This is super determinism. Understand? Anything you declare as illegitimate will lose power over you, will die in few days, few minutes, maybe in few weeks, whatever few days it takes. It will not have power over you. Understand, this is the method for sudden enlightenment. This is the method for sudden enlightenment. It happens by the Shaktipada. Here Paramashiva is sitting to tell you all, you are Paramashiva, you are me, with Tinipada.
The Dvitiya Vijnasa Krama is an extensive and thorough yoga sequence to prepare your body to receive the experience being given by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism. Through the yoga, which is aligned as per the source scriptures laid down by Paramashiva and the Agamas, you break all the impossibility in your body and in turn break the very cognition of impossibility. The program leads you to go beyond your human frame and limiting human ideas, which prevents you from living your highest possibility.
I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment.
Again I tell you, I am not here to prove I am God, I am here to prove you are God.
Don't wait to become divine. Register now at paramashivoham.org.
Yes, we're back. Beautifully, we saw Paramashivam Maharaj doing the Bhava manifestation with the grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. He was able to manifest the power of consciousness over matter, which are one of the many powers of third eye, in which Paramashivam Maharaj was able to lift the Atmalinga from a horizontal position to a vertical position. Now, after seeing this extraordinary power manifestation demonstration, we're going to be entering into the topic and subject of today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan. As I previously mentioned, today the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to be gracing all of us in the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Bhikshatana. The story of Bhikshatana is very beautiful and is one of the Leelas which Paramashiva performed in order to remove the karmas, to remove the ego of the Tarakavana rishis. Throughout the leading to the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, we're going to be looking and finding out our various incompletions, root patterns, as well as understanding what is karma. How can we come out of karma? How can we bring completion to karma? We are now going to be watching a series of satsangs given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, enlightening us on this topic, on this concept of exactly what is karma. Throughout our life, we hear this word karma being used by so many people in so many different ways and aspects of our life. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is going to be expanding and giving the proper definition, proper understanding, the correct understanding about karma and about life. So now, let us all come back to the space of listening, to the space of restful awareness, move from the space of hearing to listening. It is only in this space of listening whatever the supreme part of Hinduism says becomes a part of our system. It becomes a part of our cognition. In this space of listening now, let us now watch these satsangs.
Paramashiva's direct message from Kailasa. The dimension of Chidabhasa of the universe, where the activism of Chit and absolute pure existential reality of Chit. Listen, the activism of Chit, we call it as Shakti. Its pure existence of Chit is called Paramapurusha. These two together, in its pure being space and intense doing space, both together, is the dimension of Chidabhasa. That space of Chidabhasa is the source of all these 5 dimensions of the universe: length, breadth, depth, time, space. Because modern day scientists are trying to use 2 different words, time and space, I am also using the same way, but in reality, time and space is a single sheet. One edge is called time, another edge is called space. There is no watertight compartment or clear fourth wall built between these two. As I said, for some people, that same 100-meter cloth, 70 meter will be time, 30 will be space. For some, the 30 meter will be time and 70 meter will be space. That the time, space, both are same sheet. Imagine. I can even use the word sheath. Avarana. Sheath. Sheath is also apt word. Understand? Whether you know it or not, realize it or not, your thought current and your reality is not separated by any wall or any border. What you again and again persistently put in your space starts manifesting in your time. What you again and again and again practice in your time starts manifesting in your space. As I said, this time and space does not have a clear-cut border. some people in this time-space continuum, in the time-space dimension, if it's 100 meter, consider it as 100 meter long cloth. For some people, 70 meter is time and 30 meter is space. For some people, 30 meter is time, 70 meter is space. For some people, even only 2 meter is time and 98 meter is space. For some people, 98 meter is time and 2 meter is space. Listen. When the length dimension starts manifesting its possibilities in all its multiple level, it gives birth to breadth dimension. When the length dimension and breadth dimension both starts manifesting all its possibilities in multiple level, it gives birth to depth dimension. When the length dimension, depth dimension, breadth dimension, all three starts giving birth to all the infinite dimensions of them in multiple levels, in all possibilities, spontaneously and simultaneously, they give birth to the dimension. Any thought current or thought pattern in which you are stuck is karma. Listen. The thought current or thought pattern, any thought pattern in which you are stuck is karma. Stuck thought current, suffocating thought current, suffocating thought pattern, suffocating thought trend is karma. Apply this one line definition in any zone of your life or any dimension of your life. Health. Any idea you have, thought current you have, thought pattern you have, which is not bringing health in you, is karma. Wealth. Any thought current, any thought pattern you have, which is not bringing wealth, what you want to cause as your reality in your life, is karma. Anything which is not letting you cause your reality, the stuck thought current which is not causing your reality, is karma. Understand? It can be in the field of your relationships, in the field of your wants, in the field of your needs, in the field of your contentment, in the field of your completion, whatever may be the field, in any field, the thought current in which you are stuck, thought pattern in which you are stuck, is karma. There may be tons of life solutions for every situations you may know, like completion with yourself, completion with others, authenticity, integrity, responsibility, enriching, listening. There may be tons of concepts you heard to cause your reality. But if it has not started happening, it is only karma for you. Listen. It means still somewhere your logic is not opened up. Any thought current which makes you feel stuck, suffocating, caught, is karma. Any thought current or pattern, thought pattern or lifestyle in which you are stuck, your reality is not caused, is karma. Any thought current, thought pattern which gives you a breakthrough, push to the next level of your reality, which is making you cause your reality, is liberation, is completion. Please listen. If that thought current is not giving you breakthrough, if it is not giving you constant breakthrough, it's only karma. Please understand, including my teachings, only if it gives you breakthrough, it is completion. A thought current which can solve your problems partly, thought current which can cause your reality partly, is also karma, good karma. That's all, but karma. The thought pattern which does not cause any of your reality is karma. The thought pattern which makes you more and more suffocating day by day is bad karma. The thought pattern which causes reality is good karma. The thought pattern, thought trend which causes all the things you want as reality is completion. You are not able to cause even one reality you want, question the whole thought current you have. Question the whole series of thought current you have. Not one or two. Na iti, not this. Na iti, not this. Even if one thought current is discarded completely, you master the method of discarding thought currents. Discarding thought currents is completion. Not just discarding one thought or one thought pattern, thought currents is completion. The time period you are stuck with one thought pattern is a year, season in your life. The time you are stuck in what thought current is life in your life. A thought current, the time you spend with one thought current in your long life is one life. Means the time between one life and death. Understand? Your life or death, your lifespan is not defined based on the number of years you are in a body. It is based on the time you spend with one thought current. That is why whenever you complete certain thought current and enter into a new thought current, whenever you are initiated into a new thought current, Vedic tradition calls you newborn. Karma is not something which you committed or omitted. It is not the dosha which comes due to something which you committed or omitted. It is the blind spots, unattended blind spots, are deluded understandings about the dharma, the software based on which you function, the source code of the software based on which you function. Blind spots about that software, delusions about that software's result is karma. People plan and work for poverty, but blame poverty on karma. Hey, listen. When you postpone what you need to do for money, you are doing what is needed for poverty. Understand? When you are postponing what needs to be done for wealth, you are preponing what is need to be done for poverty. When you don't want to be exposing your blind spots to yourself, when you want to be in delusion, when you are postponing what you need to do for wealth, you are preponing and doing what is needed for poverty. Learn to open your eyes to the software based on which you are functioning. Whether in the individual level towards enlightenment or social level, your survival as the society, group of people, or political level, survival of your political existence, or economical level, survival of your group economically in any level. Understand the source code software. I understood the source code software of myself, my body, how the various organs of my body is coordinated, how they are all inspired, excited, what inspires them, what makes them active, alive, energetic. I have understood that source code. Because of that, even poison could not kill me. When anti-Hindu gang tried to poison me, it only disturbed my health, but it could not kill me. Before that, I woke up and did all the detoxing needed to be done. Now I am not only back with health, I have done anti-aging, the Kayakalpa process. All my knowledge, research, everything I received from my gurus and with my own experience, and when I taught my disciples and from their experience, everything put together. Now the whole Kayakalpa science is ready, tested on my body. And when I understood the dharma of my body, how my intra-organs and internal organs and external body, physical body, all these are interconnected, coordinated, organized. How all my 5 structures relate with each other. The physical structure, breathing structure, mental structure, cognition structure, conscious structure, how all these 5 structures of me relate with each other. How they either inspire each other or perspire each other. This whole coordination, what is the source code of the software of this happening? This whole thing I understood. Because I understood what is happening inside me, I can understand very clearly what is happening outside me. Once I understood the first principle of me, I just know everything. I become Sarvanya. I can know anything. Understand? I am not talking out of arrogance. I am telling you the truth as it is. I can know anything. If there is a crisis in social level or national level or international level, I can look into it and understand the whole plan, how it is going to. Little secret. It's a real secret. However, you understand, the cosmos does not record anything other than violence. Means only if you cause pain, karma gets recorded. Other than violence, nothing is recorded as karma. For example, somebody goes and steals $2 billion from a multi-billionaire, and that fellow is loaded with trillions of dollars. He doesn't care. No time to punish him. Come on, let's earn more. He goes out. He doesn't bother. You don't get karma. And you go to a homeless guy and steal few pennies. That fellow rolls on the ground and cries. You get karma. Karma is not the quantity or quality of the action you performed. It only the amount of interference or violence you caused. That's all. Listen. I'll go to the origin of the universe. Please understand. Now, legal opinion. I commit with you, I will be completely integrated to the original truth. Because many of you make many decisions in your life based on my legal opinion. With that responsibility, I am talking to you. When this whole universe manifested, Mahadeva, Sadashiva, made only one sankalpa. Let me become many to celebrate me. Listen, it means the first principle is let us all coexist. That's all. The primary principle, let us all coexist. Other than the violence of breaking this, let us all coexist, nothing is considered as karma. All of you are getting what I am saying? See, that infinity, when it decided to manifest as this universe and as all of us, only principle it declared is, let me become many to celebrate me. It means only one principle, let us all coexist, that's all. Only if you break that let us all coexist, karma comes. Other than that, nothing is a karma. Only thing recorded as a karma is violence, nothing else. All of you are getting what I am saying? For example, as I gave the example, that you take $1 billion and that fellow does not bother from whom you take, you don't get karma. You take 1 penny and that fellow rolls on the ground, you get karma. Karma is only the suffering cost, nothing else. Good karma, the celebration cost, that's all. See, Mahadeva, he becomes many. He declares, let me become many to celebrate me. So more and more celebration you cast becomes good karma. More and more pain you cast becomes bad karma. That's all. The same rule applies. You may give $1 billion to somebody and he is not happy about it. You don't get good karma. You may be giving a penny to somebody and he is just praising you and glorifying. He is just ecstatic. You get good karma. It is the experience cost matters, not the other money or quantity or quality or the work of or any of that done. All of you are getting? Because the principle in which the universe, Brahmanda, is expanded. See, the universe manifests. It becomes that multiverse. That universe becoming multiverse, the principle or the first declaration with which it explodes is, let me become many to celebrate me. So anything you add as a celebration of ourself is a good karma. Anything you add to break that fundamental principle of coexistence is bad karma, that's all. Wow. Nothing else matters. What is karma? Disturbing the natural expansion process of the universe. Supporting the natural process of expansion is good karma. Trying to disturb is bad karma, that's all. That is why I tell people,
whole life who drinks and smokes does not have 1 inch of karma. He may have health issue, but one non-veg meal is enough to put you in hell. Because the pain of the animal is there. Animal is not going to be blessing you and dying when it dies. Oh loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, let everyone be blissful and happy eating my body. No. No, tell me, is there any animal? See the Facebook video, how they skin the animals. Tons of Facebook videos are there. There's on Facebook page that slaughterhouse without glass doors. Sorry, glass doors slaughterhouse, something. There's on Facebook page. I get regularly. Maybe next session when I come, I'll try to get that. They say that if we put glass windows for the slaughterhouses, whole world will become vegetarian. Because you don't know what goes on for that meat to be in your plate.
Karma is cosmic logic. In simple words, if I have to define karma, cosmic logic and the way life of the cosmos, which is independent intelligence, acts, reacts and responds, is karma. Beautifully, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad defines karma. See, the karma has multiple definitions and understanding. I will give you one definition of karma, which is apt for us to listen and internalize during this situation, for this crisis. Yadakari, yadachari, tata bhavati, sadhukari, sadur bhavati, papakari, papo bhavati, punya punyena karmana bhavati, papa pape. This is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Brahmanam, 5th mantra. I'll give you the translation. As it does and acts, so it becomes. By doing good, it becomes good. And by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous through good acts and vicious through evil acts. I'll give you one more definition of karma, the cosmic logic, which is needed for all of us to listen and internalize during this crisis. Again, this definition is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which is the source of Hindu scriptures. 3rd Adhyaya, 2nd Brahmanam, 13th mantra. Karma haiva tat prasatu, punyo vai punyena, karmana bhavati, papa pape neti. Therefore, one indeed becomes good through good work and evil through evil work. We need to internalize this definition of the cosmic logic. What is the we did? Understand? Hinduism asks us to internalize only to build powerful future, not to collapse into guilt or powerlessness about the past. Please understand, the concept of sin is used in modern day to put you in guilt, collapse you, make you powerless mentally, psychologically, emotionally weak, to be exploited. But Hindu concept of papa is never used to put you in guilt, fear, and make you powerless and break you mentally or psychologically, emotionally. No. Be very clear. Be informed. The Hindu concept of papa, the cosmic logic, the karma is taught to you. The secrets about cosmic logic, knowledge of the cosmic logic, karma, is revealed to you only to make you powerful and create a new future, to live powerfully and undo all the mistakes committed in the past due to delusion, ignorance. Understand? The concept of papa is completely different from the concept of, as I said, the three levels of karma. The level where you have to experience and enjoy good and the bad you did. That's the animal level. The human level, you can cancel your good by bad, or you can cancel your bad by good action. Through prayaschitta, you can free yourself from the bad happened through you. Third, neither good nor bad touches you, because you don't make any selfish decision. You make decisions only for the world, larger good of the world. Now listen, in this three level, the more you raise yourself to the higher, more important you are going to be in the life in post-corona world. Listen. Raise yourself higher and higher through your tyaga, through involving yourself with the larger good of the world.
Yes, Nithyananda. Swamiji beautifully explained and clarified a lot of misconceptions, misinformation, and false ideas that have been spread about karma. The fundamental concept of what is karma, how we accumulate karma, as well as how we can complete all our karma and become one with Paramashivam. Beautifully, the Supreme Pandava of Hinduism explained exactly what karma is. Karma is not directly or indirectly related to the actions you perform. Swamiji beautifully explained It is only when you inflict violence upon someone is only when karma is formed and only when karma is created. The only founding principle for accumulating bad karma is the pain and suffering that you inflict on another person. And the only gain good karma is by the decisions and actions you make on becoming one, on bringing the oneness experience for everyone, in becoming inclusive and making more and more the space, the concept, and the community of oneness around you. Let us now look at the internalization exercise, which is going to help us understand this concept about karma in a much more deeper way. Any thought current which makes you feel stuck, suffocating, or caught is karma. Any thought current, thought pattern, which gives you breakthrough, pushes you to the next level of your reality, which is making you cause your reality, is liberation, is completion. Actually, earlier in the satsang, Swamiji also mentioned that even if it is teachings, his own powerful cognitions, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given for all of us, even if that is keeping us in even if those cognitions, those thought currents are restricting us, constricting us, not allowing us to expand or bring health or manifest our realities, even those are karmas. It is only the thought currents, the thought patterns, or the reality in which space of completion manifests more and more in our life. It is only those which brings us good karma and which liberates us from this continuous cycle of karma. The first step of this exercise, let us first pen down all the thought currents or lifestyle in which you are stuck. You feel is suffocating you, which is not letting you cause your reality. So I think this is pretty much very simple for all of us. All of us from the top of our head knows exactly where we're stuck in life, the ways we are feeling suffocated and restricted in life. It is only after we identify all the problems which we want to complete and we want to get rid of our life, then we can even work towards finding the solution for it and completing it. So now, please take a few minutes and pen down all the thought currents, lifestyle, decisions, and the different aspects of your life in which you are feeling stuck, in which you are feeling suffocating, and which is not letting you cause your reality. Please take a few minutes. It's very, very simple, but very, very important in order for us to come out of the cycle of karma and become liberated. Please take a few minutes. Get a pen and pencil if you need, and start penning down all the thought currents, lifestyle decisions, aspects of your life in which you feel suffocated, you feel stuck, and you're not able to manifest your reality. Yes. The most beautiful thing about all these exercises which we are doing before the program starts, before we have the Bhava Darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is that each and every day the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving a different way, completely different direction, different methodology, so that we can manifest our reality, so that we can live the life the way we want. So this is so exciting and so inspiring, so much of bliss just even talking about it. The way you can manifest the reality which you want right now just by doing this simple exercise and having the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff. Throughout our life, from the time we were small, from the time maybe we even start cognizing and remembering ourselves, whether we realize it or not, there have been many places where we know, we feel we are stuck, we are suffocating, there's something to do. Swamiji is giving the answers why we feel that way in those moments. Not only is he giving us the clarity and explaining to us about our own lives, Swamiji is also teaching us how we can manifest the reality which we want. And that starts by first penning down all the things which you want to change in your life, which you want to transform in your life. Manifest the reality, the life which you want to live. So please, with utmost sincerity, all the patterns, all the thought currents, the lifestyle decisions, every way you feel stuck, you feel suffocated, you don't know what to do, pen all those things now. Swamiji is going to be getting rid of all these incompletions in the Bhava Darshan today. Continue to pen down all the patterns, problems, everything which you want to be removed from your life. Yes. We're now going to be moving into the second step of this process. If you're not able to cause even one reality you want, question the whole thought current you are having. Question the whole series of thought currents you are having, not just one or two. Na iti, not this. Na iti, not this. Even if one thought current is discarded completely, you have mastered the method of discarding thought currents. Discarding thought currents is completion. Not just discarding one thought or one thought pattern, discarding thought currents is completion. There's a very beautiful analogy we can give to understand this truth completely, which Swamiji is expanding upon. We want to reach a certain beach or a certain park, but we continue to drive in the opposite direction of the destination which we want to travel to. How will you ever reach the destination? How will you ever reach the park or the beach or the place which you want to go to without traveling in the direction of the beach or the park? Our life can be boiled down to the simple fundamental truth, the single fundamental analogy, which is the reason behind why we are not able to manifest any reality that we want. To manifest the space of completion, to manifest the reality which we want, we need to travel in that direction. As Swamiji beautifully says here, the discarding of one thought current is not completion, but the continuous process of discarding thought currents is completion. Continuously, as you are identifying and finding out all the thought currents which are not allowing you to manifest the reality which you want. Now, all of us have already penned down the things which are limiting us in our life, the ways we are feeling suffocated in our life, be it the decisions we have made for our life or certain external factors, whatever the reason may be. We have listed down all the things which we feel are suffocating our life and are not allowing us, preventing us from manifesting the reality which we want. Now, in the second step, Swamiji is giving the technique to complete and bring completion among all those thought currents. The deciding to discard these thought currents, for each of your suffocating thought currents, sit and do completion. Again, let me remind you, it is not just the discarding of one certain thought current or a couple of certain thought currents which is going to bring completion into you. The continuous process of discarding your thought currents which are life negative, which are preventing you from manifesting and experiencing the reality which you want to. The continuous process of discarding thought currents is what is completion. Let us all now take a few minutes and sit with ourselves. Keep all the phones, the gadgets, everything aside. Close the door of your room if you need to. For just a few minutes, let us now sit without any distractions and do this completion process sincerely. It's a simple but powerful process. Just sit and have the list in front of you in which you have written down all the suffocating thought currents, suffocating decisions which you have made, which are preventing you from experiencing the reality which you. Now, for each suffocating thought current, identify the trends, the thought patterns which are generating those thought currents. Sit and identify for each and every thought current the limiting factor which is preventing you from manifesting your reality. As we begin identifying these, start discarding them and declaring completion with those thought currents, those thought patterns. Sit and do this process sincerely, and you can be guaranteed you will start seeing the results of this completion process. Not only that, once we have done this initial completion of identifying all the thought currents, the thought patterns, which are limiting us from experiencing our reality, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in a few hours, is going to be giving the Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Bhikshatana, through which the remaining thought currents, thought patterns, which are beyond us, which we are not able to see, which we are not able to identify, Swamiji will do them for us. When we take the first initial 10 steps, 20 steps for the completion to start happening in us, Swamiji will go the full run, the full mile, the full 1,000 steps to ensure that only completion is there in us. So without further ado, let us now sit and start manifesting this completion in our being. Don't allow your mind to get distracted. Bring yourself back and continue the completion process. This two-step process, while it may look simple, is extremely powerful. Finding out, identifying thought patterns, the root patterns, thought patterns, which is suffocating you and preventing you from manifesting reality. Just identifying it and dropping it. One by one, identifying all those root patterns, those thought processes, those thought currents, and dropping them at Swamiji's feet, and allowing the completion to happen. Sit and intensely do the completion process. The sincerity in your completion process directly influences the quality of experience you're going to have in the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. No doubt, the job, what Swamiji needs to do, Swamiji will do through the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. But it is only when we are allowing ourselves to be receptive will we benefit much more from this experience. So continue and take a few more minutes, sincerely sit and do the completion process of identifying and discarding all the thought currents, thought patterns, and root cognitions which are suffocating you and not allowing you to manifest your reality. Yes. Now that we have going through the completion process and identifying and discarding all our old thought currents, all our suffocating thought currents, it is now time to move into the next step, next process of relieving and coming out of these karmic cycles. And that is having the darshan of the Supreme Point of Hinduism in the Bhava Samadhi darshan. We have step by step understood what is karma, the correct cognition, the correct understanding about karma, and as well as how to complete and come out of this karma cycle. Now that we have done the completion process to relieve ourselves from the karma, the next step is to having the darshan of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. Like how we have gone through and understood about karma and are completing for that, there are so many different aspects of our life, of the cosmos, which still needs to be understood by us, still needs to be imbibed and experienced by us. And all of this happens in the 20
Nithyananda Paramashivam Nithyananda Paramashivam Nithyananda.
Yes. So now, please follow the link in the description, in which is running as a scroll, paramashivoham.org. There's also the QR code which you can scan. And through the Mahaparamashivoham program, not only will patterns and restrictions which are happening on your life, which is preventing you from manifesting your ultimate reality, will be relieved, but also the experience of the multiple dimensions, the vertical time zones, and all these various aspects of reality of the cosmos can be experienced by you. Not only that, but Bhava Samaya Darshan is all happening when you register yourself for the program. After registering yourself for the Mahaparamashivam program, you will be sent an email where you can join the private two-way video conferencing and have the Diksha, have the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff in India. So now, take some time to register yourself for the Mahaparamashivam program, and we'll be back with you shortly after a break.
When people talk about the universe, they usually mean the vast expanse of space, billions of light years across. However, there is another universe, an unseen world that governs everything we see.
When we go down in size, trillions of times smaller, to the microscopic world, the rules are much less intuitive than the ones we're used to from the large-scale world.
The magic of the microscopic universe begins at about a 10/1000th of a meter, or the size of an atom. Matter behaves so differently at this level that scientists have developed an entirely new set of rules to describe what's going on. They call it quantum theory, and what it says is extraordinary.
This baseball represents a subatomic particle, like an electron or a photon of light, that routinely does all sorts of weird, strange things in the microscopic universe. The subatomic version of this baseball can be invisible, can go through solid objects with ease, can be in multiple places at the same time, and can seemingly go backwards in time and change the past. This means I could throw this microscopic baseball to first base and to home plate at the same time, or change the seemingly predetermined outcome of a play while it's still going on. Now, this is the stuff of science fiction, but really, we know it to be true, or at least it appears to be true in our quantum world. We get all sorts of weird things happening.
If scientists can understand how these weird things work, they'll be able to put them to use in our everyday world, revolutionizing modern computing and perhaps even allowing us to communicate across the cosmos instantly. The key to making these miracles come true is a process called quantum entanglement, and scientists are already harnessing this astounding discovery for both civilian and military purposes.
In quantum physics, what happens to an object over here can instantly affect an object over here, and over here could be millions of miles away.
This is how it works. When two subatomic particles interact, they can become entangled. That means their spin, position, or other properties become linked through a process unknown to modern science.
If you then make a measurement of one of the particles, then that instantaneously determines what the behavior of the other particle should be. And when the experiment is done, it's found that indeed the other particle's quantum state is exactly determined once you've made a measurement of the partner particle's quantum state.
That means if a scientist observes one entangled particle and forces it to spin clockwise, the other entangled particle will immediately start spinning in the opposite direction. That seems intriguing, but it's hardly earth-shattering until you consider that the two entangled particles can be separated by billions of light years. And still, the moment you observe one particle spin, you've dictated the other particle's spin.
That's weird because it may suggest that information has traveled instantaneously, faster than the speed of light, from one particle to another. I don't understand it. I don't know that anyone does. Spooky action at a distance, as Einstein called it.
What's surprising is that when you make a measurement of one particle, you affect the state of the other particle. You change its state.
There's no forces or pulleys or, telephone wires. There's nothing connecting those things, right? How could my choice to act here have anything to do with what happens over there?
So there's no way they can communicate with each other. So it is completely bizarre.
quantum physics, there is a term entanglement. Means, when one energy source entangles with another, they interfere with each other. This interference can be highly positive and transformative and harmonious. Entanglement directly affects human beings. When you come in my breathing space, this is what happens. Your mind gets entangled with my no mind. If your mind entangles with my no mind, it is entanglement, thought level. Next, if your muscle memory gets entangled with my muscle memory, that is called entrainment. If your biomemory gets entangled with my biomemory, it's called enlightenment. Entanglement can move to entrainment, then entrainment can become enlightenment. Entanglement means two persons falling in tune with same thought. Entrainment means two persons falling in tune with the same idea. Enlightenment means two persons uniting beyond ideas. Understand, when you are in entanglement with me, I give my inner space to you, which is lighter than the outer space. All I do is, for few minutes, a few seconds, I make your inner space lighter than the outer space by removing the mass, dirt. Those few seconds you are in entanglement with my inner space, purest consciousness. Once you are exposed to that, by and by your biomemory, muscle memory, inner space, everything starts enjoying that space and starts living in that space. It becomes living enlightenment. This is the way the entanglement becomes entrainment, entrainment becomes enlightenment. Entanglement is initiation. Entanglement is the most powerful way. Entangling yourself with an enlightened being is the most easiest and powerful way to raise yourself to the higher level and get enlightened. If somebody is swimming in the ocean, you stand and watch. Whatever brain activity is happening in that person's brain, even if you are watching, the same activities are mirrored in your brain. Meaning the same kind of electric and neurotic impulses are activated in your brain. Now you know why just by gazing into my eyes, you are in the space of completion. I am swimming in the ocean of consciousness in the space of completion. So naturally, you are absorbed in total absorption. Actually, total absorption, totally being absorbed happens during energization. Whether you are there or not, it's my job. I just pull you to that space during the energization, so you cannot escape. It's replicating the highest neural activities inside me, experiencing and living life with the cognition, energy, and the inner space of an incarnation. You just sit and absorb. That's all. The Shaktini Pata is the word. for quantum entanglement. If I have to roughly translate, Sadashiva uses the word Shaktinipada. He goes even one step further, even taking bath in the same water in which master took bath or the deity has been given bath, and sprinkling that same water on your head. So, to the extreme level, Sadashiva describes this quantum entanglement not only in the physical level, even thought currents. If I express certain thought current and you are wow, you feel wow about it, then the entanglement has started. What is being told to you? What for I stand? What is the concept I share? And what I inspire in you only will get strengthened and become experience when I am entangling with you. The Shaktinipada with me means the concepts for which I am standing will be reality for you. I am very clear, you are Sadashiva, whether you understand or not. And more of that truth I will manifest in your body, mind, muscle memory, biomemory, everywhere. That manifestation is powers, and more you manifest, play with the powers, more and more you will be grounded into the reality you are Sadashiva, ultimate. I am entangling you for this experience. It is a pure spiritual process. The basis of the Shaktinipada itself is oneness, Sadashivatva, Shivoham. That is the basic understanding from where the Shaktinipada, the entanglement starts. So, in few days, more and more they start getting entangled with this truth. The more and more powers manifest. When they manifest the powers, they get more and more entangled with the original truth. Actually, powers are side effects of the entanglement with the original truth. When we express, manifest, we inspire the people who are seeing to come back to this original Shivoham space which they are also carrying. When you see somebody swimming, your biomemory gets the confidence you can also swim. That neuron, mirroring neuron effect starts happening. When you see power manifestation going on, even you get entangled with the Sadashiva space of the person who is manifesting the power. It's not bound by time and space. You are teleported to that space. You are transported to that mystery. You are transported to that level, to that initiation, to that experience. The entanglement happens more between the person's core consciousness and me. The moment he decides he is seeing me, that is enough. Even if he does not see me, his decision is powerful enough for me to entangle with that person. Shaktinipat is not limited to the physics of time-space. Even the two-way video conferencing screen is just to trigger that first few minutes. They need to be triggered. That software need to open up. Just for that only, the two-way video conferencing screen. After that few minutes, you may not even need that screen. The entanglement has started happening. How I heal through healers. Each one of my healer is continuously in entanglement with me. He may be wherever he is. That is what I prove when I materialize. See, when a devotee can receive vibhuti or kumkum and materialize, same thing. The deity also receives vibhuti, kumkum and materializes. Half Kundalini is awakened when somebody is initiated as a healer, is in entanglement with me. Same way the deity is also in entanglement with me. Once the prana pratishtha is done, that deity is continuously in entanglement with that super consciousness. I can give you a simple technique to have entanglement with me. Just morning, sit in the satsang, that's all. Every day morning satsang itself is entanglement with me. If you are in the entanglement level, just physical healing happens. If you are in the entrainment level, means muscle memory, doing what I am saying, the transformation happens. If you are in the enlightenment level, just melting, the very mystical doors of life opens and the enlightenment, conscious explosion happens. And my every satsang is programmed, I can say, entanglement enabled. The constant entanglement happens. That is why many times the ideas which you never heard directly from my mouth or from the discourse, you will be telling to others. You would have heard only 5. But when you expand it to others, explain it to others, when others question you, you will have 25 ideas coming out of you. You may be thinking, where did I get this entanglement? This levitation, Kundalini awakening, everything happens just through this great truth of entanglement. Nothing else. Blessings to all of you. This quantum entanglement will make quantum enlightenment manifest in all of you. Whatever you think as your strength, like how much cash you have, how much gold you have, how much money you have in the bank, what all properties you have, your secret passwords, passcodes, your strength secrets, you will tell only to your son or your daughter to whom you are going to give your inheritance. Same way, most important powerful secrets Paramashiva has given to his son Muruga, Subramanya, in Agama called Sarvajnanottaragama. All the powerful secrets the father will tell only to his son. It is too secret. I am going to open that Agama and give all the essence of all those secrets. Secrets of Charyapada lifestyle, secrets of Kriyapada, secrets of Yogapada and secrets of Jnanapada. I am not only going to teach you, I am going to give you exactly what Paramashiva gave it to Subramanya. Because Paramashiva himself is manifesting through this being now, giving you all exactly what was given to Subramanya. Nothing is required from your side. Just sit like innocent Subramanya, Muruga at the feet of Paramashiva. I assure you, whatever was given to Subramanya, the whole life will be given to you now. Not just words, teachings, not even just experience, life itself. I am talking to each one of you sitting in your room. I will make you all Subramanya.
Since the beginning of time and space, Bhagwan Paramashiva, the all-powerful, all-pervasive, and all-knowing ultimate superconscious existence, revealed in the Vedas and Agamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, the truths about himself and the manifested universe and its multidimensional and simultaneously existing dimensions and worlds, also known as parallel universes or vertical time zones.
Trutyani pratyayasyaartha kalo maya samudbhavaha. The Kala Tattva, which gives rise to the knowledge of various time zones and parallel universes such as Truti and others, is originated by Ananteshwara from the impure Maya.
Bhagwan Paramashiva mentions that as we experience the various higher states of consciousness, we simultaneously experience the various time zones associated with them. We get transported to the parallel universes and experience the other dimensions of our own existence, of our own personality.
Listen, Suvarloka is all about stable bliss, absolute health and stable bliss. Maharloka is all about the highest peak possibilities. Jana Loka is the place where you can exist in multiple bodies at a time. You experience oneness as the super reality. Tapa Loka is that last struggle you go through. Sometimes you just slip off, but again you say, I am Paramashiva. That space is the Tapoloka, an absolute surrender. Whether I am remembering, I am manifesting Paramashivatva, or I am deluded, I surrender both to Paramashiva. When you take that decision, you are lifted to Brahmaloka. You move to the Brahmaloka. The deep surrender lifts you to Brahmaloka. Then from there you move to Parandama, Vaikunta, and Kailasa, then Mahakailasa itself.
The key to unlock these parallel universes is hidden in the spine of the human body.
Human beings, only human beings on this planet Earth are empowered, hardwired, capable of migrating to parallel universe. Understand? Your spine is not only hardwired, capable of fueled, charged to lift you off to different parallel universes.
Sukritan manavo bhutva jnani chen mokshamapnuyat chaturashita-laksheshu sharireshu sharirinam namanusyam vina yatra tattvahanantu labhyate. Of the 8.4 million bodily forms, the human body is the most important, for it is this form in which one gets knowledge of the essence. This knowledge of essence cannot be attained in any other form other than human.
The possibility you have need to be told to you. Understand? Even though animals have spine, because the majority of the time they spend horizontally, the spine is not capable of getting fuel with a subtle fuel called ojas. The ojas need to be filled in your spine, and the kundalini need to be ignited for you to reach parallel universe and different vertical time zone spaces.
When our state of consciousness is raised, we start experiencing these higher lokas, allowing the various possibilities and powers available in these universes to start expressing in our own human body.
Recently, scientists have discovered that the human body, particularly in the brain, naturally produces light in the form of biophotons, and that when our state of consciousness is lifted, the brain moves from producing a normal 20 photons of light per centimeter square per second to more than 100,000 photons of light per second. That shows us that as we start to experience higher and higher states of consciousness, we start to produce huge amount of light, which is directly proportional and translatable to the amount of possibilities and powers that start to manifest on this plane, as well as the freedom from pains and sufferings experienced by beings in lower states of consciousness.
These higher lokas gives you various possibilities, powers. For example, visualize you going to a different country where the electronic gadgets are easily, freely available. So naturally, everything you can gain through the electronic gadgets will be available to you freely. Same way, Kamadhenu, Karpaka Vriksha, Parijata, all these are like different gadgets, possibilities available in different lokas. Please understand, a permanent, irreversible power manifestation from the upper lokas is possible.
Once these possibilities and powers start to express in the human body on the Bhuloka, our present plane, we reach a point of no return, where the cognitive shift which happens in us about who we are and what is the reality hidden behind this perceivable world frees us from the deluded ideas we have about ourselves and the life in the cosmos.
The moment your consciousness is empowered to access and to exist in the parallel universe, no force in this Bhuloka, planet Earth, can torture you, abuse you, suffocate you. It is irreversible, permanent enlightenment, irreversible, permanent empowerment.
In the source scriptures of Hinduism, the Vedas and Agamas, Bhagwan Paramashiva reveals about the importance of being initiated by a guru who is fit of giving initiation for us to raise into the various states of consciousness and experience the higher time zones.
The potency of Anavamala, which veils the innate and essential nature of the soul, is set into the decaying phase by this specific activity. Such specific activity is characteristically called Diksha. The intimate communion between the blessed one and the blessing one is very rare and difficult to occur.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, living amidst us today. Starting out at a young age and enduring years of intense penance, he persevered with the single-pointed vision of experiencing the ultimate oneness with Paramashiva, known as Paramadvaita. He traversed the length and breadth of India, initiated by his gurus into yoga, tantra, and other Eastern metaphysical sciences. After having many profound spiritual experiences, he finally received the ultimate experience of Paramashivoham, I am Paramashiva, from his guru Arunagiri Yogeshwara, an incarnation of Paramashiva himself in the holy town of Tiruvannamalai in South India.
The brain is the body's most complex organ, containing more than 100 billion neurons, each of them in chemical and electrical conversation with up to 10,000 other neurons. Its sheer capacity to process the various happenings of life is astonishing. The scientific studies on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's brain remarkably shows that the complexity presents no difficulty for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in managing his brain's activity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's capacity to control his brain is very fluid. He can easily shift his brain function and alter his brain waves, allowing the travel into various time zones possible and effortless. The results from the scientific studies conducted on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism showed that the human body and brain is able to choose to alter the body and to travel to other dimensions at will. The possibility for people to experience the healing capabilities as well as the higher states of consciousness is an event of immense benefit for humankind. The science of altering the rates and progression of many physical diseases, mental instabilities, and ultimately the superconscious breakthrough has now been made available and achievable for today's humanity.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is a bridge between the visible and the invisible. He is also a bridge between the age-old world of mysticism and the modern world of science and discovery. As brain research continues on a widespread basis, and as we appropriately bring the phenomena of mysticism into the realm of science for further study, we are taking strides on the path of physical and mental health as well as superconsciousness.
I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. It can make you tireless forever. It can just kill the boredom once and for all in your life. It can just make you manifest third eye power right now. You may experience intense levitation right now. You may experience absolute flexibility of the body and complete detoxification, a complete healing right now. There can be multiple possibilities. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Mahakailas. What till now? Condensing the whole thing and reviving it as experience. Starting from completion, unclutching, power manifestation, the states of consciousness and the planes, multiple planes, everything.
When people talk about the universe, they usually mean the vast expanse of space, billions of light years across. However,
whatever I shared till now, condensing the whole thing and reviving it as experience, starting from completion, unclutching, power manifestation, the states of consciousness and the planes, multiple planes, everything.
Kailasa, the good God country. Hinduism has something great to offer. Hindu God Paramashiva is good. We love him not just because he gives us what we want, but because he is good and he has so much to offer to the world that makes the best nation. Hindu God has life positive, all-inclusive, good, spiritual, social, political, and moral principles. Hindu principles are guaranteed solutions for all the major problems of humanity: resettlement, violence and lawfare, impoverishment, inequality, environmental footprint, pandemic and biowar, disputes, feminist movement, women's rights, child rights, minority rights, linguistic rights, human rights. Because Hinduism has the best to offer to the world, Kailasa, standing tall since 1994 for the grand narrative of Hinduism, is the good God's country. Founder of Kailasa, Paramashiva, and his 1008th incarnation, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the enlightened civilization, the greatest Hindu nation. His Divine Holiness was birthed by his predecessors of enlightened masters, great rishis, munis, siddhas, who predicted and recognized His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as an incarnation of Paramashiva, as per the science of incarnation described in Hinduism. From his first Chaturmasya at the age of 3 in the year 1980 until the age of 16 in the year 1994, the Supreme Pontiff was trained for the revival of Kailasa. He began reviving Kailasa from after the coronation on the 25th May 1994. Kailasa that we see today is 26 years of sincere hard work of the reviver and Hindu diaspora all over the world. Kailasa has a potential population of 2 billion Hindus worldwide, with over 100 million applications to its citizenship already applied. Hinduism has stood over 10,000 years as an enlightened civilization, has been a global beacon of spiritual and timeless wisdom, technology, and culture.
He's wearing a grey jacket. His name is Boris.
The world's ancient civilization produced more than 40% of the world's GDP.
Purpose of life is to experience oneness with the ultimate reality, Paramashiva. Life exists on the planet Earth for last 40 billion years, and 5 times life faced complete extinction on the planet Earth. But somewhere one DNA, one cell, living organism is thrown out of planet Earth, preserved inside a volcano rock. After millions of years comes back to Earth due to gravity or whatever reason, gets into the ocean and starts the life again. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is the conscious science to give breakthrough to your DNA through natural selection process and to your consciousness through the conscious decision process. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is a sacred spiritual science. It is not bunch of do's and don'ts. No. Please understand, it is the revelations of sacred truths, cosmic truths, powerful cognition. It is still alive, that science is available, time-tested, foolproof. This science of living enlightenment is the complete solution for all the individual or society or modern day humanity is facing. Then you will understand all the problems of the modern day humanity. Sanatana Hindu Dharma is solution. Whether the terrorism or climate change, natural calamities or man-made calamities, for all the problems humanity is facing, the only solution is science of living enlightenment, revealed by Paramashiva from the Vedagamas in the modern day through this body. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution and setting model communities. Understand? Kailasa is reviving the ancient Hindu enlightened civilization. Paramashiva manifested this Kailasa Mandala, the enlightenment ecosystem and the lifestyle. I am going to revive this whole enlightenment ecosystem, Kailasa, by creating a model Kailasas all over the world. I will work sincerely and revive this spiritual science, which is the core for enlightenment ecosystem, making you all manifest the state, space, powers, being, super Kailasa of Paramashiva. And all of us manifest Paramashiva.
In a world ravaged by war, ecological destruction, hatred and division, Kailasa stands as a bold vision of human potential, coexistence, organic living, and alignment with nature. Over the past 50 years, the world has seen the creation of dozens of new countries, and so if anything, it would be odd not to see a new country formed in the 21st century. Without the protection of political legitimacy, there is an imminent danger that the great tenets, scriptures, and science of creating an enlightened civilization, which spanned 56 states, 200 kingdoms, 1700 samsthanas, and 10,000 sampradayas, will be forever lost to humanity. The Hindu diaspora are highly successful around the world. They formed a dispossessed diaspora who has been driven to other countries because they are unable to practice their religion authentically in their own country. They have flourished in countries where they have been allowed to settle with religious freedom. For example, in the United States, Hindus are the most educated and highest earning community, with 77% of them holding a bachelor's degree and 48% having an income of $100,000 or more. Although they are only 1% of the population, Hindus have launched 13.5% of the startups in the USA. They hold leadership, technical and creative positions in companies such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, etc. This success has been repeated around the world, in the UK, Canada, Australia, etc. In his 2015 Telegraph article says, British Indians are not just the most successful immigrant group in this country's recent history, but the most successful group of people, full stop. He continues, more extraordinary than the rise in numbers is how it has taken place so harmoniously and profitably for this country and those in it. British Indians, quite simply, are among the most industrious, accomplished, and credible amongst us. The best of British, if you like. The same article says that British Hindus are barely 2% of the population, but 12% of all the doctors. Australia and Canada have understood the ingredients of fast economic growth of the country and are doing everything to attract the educated, rich Hindu community. Hindus are the fastest growing migrant population in Australia. In 2017, 200% more Hindus have received invitation for Canadian Permanent Residency Program. Even now, the Hindu diaspora worldwide are the richest. No divorce, have no cases of drugs and substance abuse, lowest mental disorder, no depression. Hinduism is the only religion which neither converts nor kills. Absolutely non-violent, the elite sect of mankind. Because the Hindu diaspora worldwide and the Supreme Pontiff are successful in spreading their spiritual Hindu message of openness and inclusiveness against the forces of hatred and exclusivity, they have become the victims of relentless attacks by multi-armed apparatus of state power. Anti-Hindu forces, extremist caste, supremacist militant organization want a one ideology, Hinduism, under their exclusive domain. What they cannot digest into themselves, they systematically delegitimize and exterminate. Lawfare, assassination attempts, character assassination of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Attempted assassination and assassinated Kailashans. sexual assaults and rape of female monks of Kailasa, objectification, character assassination, state-funded child abuse and sexual abuse on the children of Kailasa.
Then I told I don't want to see a picture. Then I told I don't want to see a picture. Then they showed him a picture.
State-operated embezzlement of funds, properties and assets donated by the Hindu diaspora worldwide for the purpose of the revival of Kailasa. Since 1994 up to until now. Building a nation is not a project accomplished overnight or by virtue of hope. Kailasa is the manifestation of 26 years of sincere hard work, sacrifices, integrity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and the Hindu diaspora worldwide for the past 26 years for the enlightenment of humanity.
Understand, literally last 39 years from the age of 5, whatever Paramashiva manifested through teaching, speaking, writing, every way, condensing the whole thing and presenting it to you all as experientially in these 21 days through this Jnana Charya, Jnana Kriya, Jnana Yoga, Jnana is Mahaparamashivoham. Lifestyle for just Paramashiva. Rituals to be just Paramashiva. Yoga for just being Paramashiva. Jnana, just Paramashiva. This Mahaparamashivoham is like literally the ultimate journey in a most safest way.
A more intelligently connected world leads to a brighter future. An enlightened humanity leads to a better world. During the Mahaparamashivam discovered their superhuman possibilities and helped them to find and achieve the true purpose of their birth by giving them the techniques, practices, and methodologies from the Vedagamas, the original source scriptures of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the ancient original Vedas and Agamas in all its glory, in a user-friendly way for the modern mind. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is transforming human beings into divine beings, reviving, initiating, and replicating the 463 powers from the Agamas revealed by Paramashiva. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not just giving solutions for every problem man faces, but is making them irrelevant to their lives by transforming human beings into divine beings.
Listen. Any argument presented by your mind, body, your present reality to establish you are not Paramashiva. You are not omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Anything presented to prove you are not Paramashiva is illegitimate. Decide this. This is super determinism. Understand? Anything you declare as illegitimate will lose power over you, will die in few days, few minutes, maybe in few weeks, what days it takes. It will not have power over you. Understand, this is the method for sudden enlightenment. This is the method for sudden enlightenment. It happens by the Shaktipada. Here Paramashiva is sitting to tell you all, you are Paramashiva, you are me, with Shaktipada and Shaktinipada.
The Dvitiya Vijnasa Krama is an extensive and thorough yoga sequence to prepare your body to receive the experience being given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Through the yoga, which is aligned as per the source scriptures laid down by Paramashiva and the Agamas, you break all the impossibility in your body and in turn break the very cognition of impossibility. The program leads you to go beyond your human frame and limiting human ideas, which prevents you from living your highest possibility.
I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment.
Again I tell you, I am not here to prove I am God, I am here to prove you are God.
Don't wait to become divine. Register now at paramashivoham.org.
you will become Paramashivam. Whatever I shared till now, condensing the whole thing and reviving it as experience, starting from completion, unclutching, power manifestation, the states of consciousness and the planes, multiple planes, everything. I welcome you all with my love and response. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Understand? Literally lost. 39 years from the age of 5, whatever Paramashiva manifested through teaching, speaking, writing, every way, condensing the whole thing and presenting it present all as experientially in these 21 days through this Jnana Charya, Jnana Kriya, Jnana Yoga, Jnana is Mahaparamashivoham. Lifestyle for just Paramashiva. Rituals to be just Paramashiva. Yoga for just being Paramashiva. Jnana just Paramashiva. This Mahaparamashivoham is like literally the ultimate journey in a most safest way.
When people talk about the universe, they usually mean
Since the beginning of time and space, Bhagwan Paramashiva, the all-powerful, all-pervasive, and all-knowing ultimate superconscious existence, revealed in the Vedas and Agamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, the truths about himself and the manifested universe and its multidimensional and simultaneously existing dimensions and worlds, also known as parallel universes or vertical time zones.
त्रुट्यादि प्रत्ययस्यार्थ कालो माया समुद्भवः. The Kala Tattva, which gives rise to the knowledge of various time zones and parallel universes such as Truti and others, is originated by Ananteshwara from the impure Maya.
Bhagwan Paramashiva mentions that as we experience the various higher states of consciousness, we simultaneously experience the various time zones associated with them. We get transported to the parallel universes and experience the other dimensions of our own existence, of our own personality.
Listen, Subarloka is all about stable bliss, absolute health and stable bliss. Maharloka is all about the highest peak possibilities. Jana Loka is the place where you can exist in multiple bodies at a time. You experience oneness as the super reality. Is that last struggle you go through. Sometimes you know you are Paramashiva, sometimes you just slip off, but again you say, I am Paramashiva. That space is the Tapoloka, an absolute surrender. Whether I am remembering, I am manifesting Paramashivatva, or I am deluded, I surrender both to Paramashiva. When you take that decision, you are lifted to Brahmaloka. You move to the Brahmaloka. The deep surrender lifts you to Brahmaloka. Then from there, you move to Parandama, Vaikunta, and Kailasa, then Mahakailasa itself.
The key to unlock these parallel universes is hidden in the spine